All right, so let's talk a little bit about this corruption, this blatant corruption we're seeing right now. Chairman of the House Oversight Committee, James Comer, joins me now. Sir, good to have you back on. I'm going to start off with a pretty tough question here. I spoke earlier this afternoon with one of the many Biden whistleblowers. I'm not going to say who. But he really came at me and asked why the GOP is going so soft on Joe Biden while the left is just skewering Trump right now. They have 4 indictments on the table. And even with this mountain of evidence, visible corruption that we can all see, the GOP really doesn't feel like they're bringing out the heavy artillery. And I wanted to ask you straight up why that's happening.
Well, Rob, I think we're going as quickly as we can with the investigation. They're obstructing us every step of the way. I'm trying to be transparent with the American people. It seems like about every 2 weeks we have another drop of information, major information that shows more criminality by the Biden family with respect to indicting someone. If I had the power to indict a Biden, I would have already indicted the president's son by now. But unfortunately, I'm in Congress, and we don't have the power that the Department of Justice has. What we can basically do is serve as a de facto general counsel, a special counsel. And that's what I feel like the House Oversight Committee's been doing. We've been getting the facts. We've been leading the investigation. We're going to submit everything we have to the American people and to the Department of Justice. We had a judge that listened to us when she was when they were trying to get that sweetheart plea deal for the president's son, and she took the information we sent her and rejected that plea deal. So I think we're making progress. It's just very frustrating when the Democrats hold all the power.
When you have subpoena power, though, right? I mean, you can pull these business partners. There's so many of these men and women that worked with the Bidens that obviously know what's happened here. Get them in front of you, grill them for hours. You have that ability. Is there more you could be doing?
Well, we've requested information from all of the associates, every person that you can think of that's named in the laptop, and a few others. We've been communicating with several of them.
Are they rejecting you? Are they fighting this? Or are they?
There are some that are fighting us. There are some that have given us helpful information. There are some that have led us down a few rabbit holes. But at the end of the day, they're going to be in front of this committee for depositions very soon. And what we're trying to do, Rob, is build a case to where when we request the bank records from the Bidens, the personal bank record, we know they're going to fight that. We know that's going to end up in court, and we want to have a case that will win in court. I mean, I could be doing stunts every second and getting a bunch of retweets and probably raising money online and all that. But at the end of the day, we would lose. And that's what Republicans have been doing for years. They've been losing. We're trying a different strategy on this. We're getting information. We're doing it the right way. And I believe that's why you saw Merrick Garland appoint a special counsel when he said he wasn't going to, because we have built a case that will win in court. Even though most of the courts are stacked against us, we have a case that will win in court. I will put what we put together up against any of the prosecutors who are trying to prosecute Donald Trump right now, because we have hard evidence, we have facts, we will have more testimony, we will have more bank records. And at the end of the day, my goal is to get the truth to the American people. And my colleagues in the House will have an opportunity to do something with that. If they want to impeach, then we will do that. You know where I stand on that. I would vote to impeach right now. But at the end of the day, we're building a case that will win in court, because the one thing the Bidens keep moving the goalposts. The one thing they keep saying is, well, you can't prove Joe did anything wrong, which I would argue that's not true. But at the end of the day, there are bank accounts that we believe paid for many of Joe Biden's everyday living expenses. And those are the accounts that they're blocking us from. Those are the accounts where we're going to end up in court. And I believe we have a case that will win in court that will allow us to have those bank accounts.
Let me ask you this. You go back to March, your committee released a document showing $1.3 million in payments from Rob Walker, Hunter's business partner, to Haley Biden, James Biden, Hunter Biden, and also an unknown Biden that got $30,000. I believe this was Chinese money, by the way. I'm not 100% sure. I think it was
Chinese money.
HK, the State Energy HK you see right there at the top. Do we still, at this point, after all this time, not know who that unknown Biden is?
No, and we have subpoenaed for that. We're fighting to get that as we speak. Like I said, Rob, we're going to end up in court, and I believe we put together a case that will win in court. and you look at the investigations, and I know Republicans get frustrated with congressional investigations in the past. They never amounted to anything. We have put together a case that will win in court. We're going to get the truth to the American people, and I think that's what the American people want at the end of the day. I wish it were quicker, but I believe if you look at the Durham report or you look at the congressional investigations in the past, I've only had subpoena power for 6 months, and we've already tracked down $21 million, 20 shell companies, 9 different Biden family members. Most of this money happened while Joe Biden was vice president. None of this stuff was known before the Republicans became the majority, and I received subpoena power at the end of January.
Okay. And as far as
Rob, we blocked that sweetheart plea deal. That's another thing. That was a win. If we're going to change Washington, we've got to hold these people accountable. That was a great first step in shoving that sweetheart plea deal up the rear ends of the Department of Justice. That's what happened with that judge in Delaware, and that was because of the good work of congressional investigations by House Republicans.
I'm not saying there hasn't been any victories. I think there's a lot of nervous people. You got 4 indictments against Trump now. Yep. We're going to lose this country if we can't wrangle some power back in this next election. And it's scary to think that, that Biden could be getting away with his behavior in the past and potentially get reelected in this environment. Is just a terrifying idea. Congressman Comer, we do appreciate you coming on as always. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Rob.